Hi friends, welcome back. As a simplification officer, we want to simplify to improve. Actually, we want to simplify structures, process, frameworks in order for you to have more of an capability to apply and simplify your process, your work, and have more joy in life. As such, and in this context, we also want to simplify the Scrum framework, or at least its 11 official elements, towards their main purpose. If we can fulfill the main purpose and we leave lots of creativity and freedom for you on how to implement this, or how to use this, or how to make sure the purpose is fulfilled in your context, it's going to be more useful than sticking to some practices and disabling organizations to apply their creativity. In today's session, we're going to zoom in on the main purpose of a sprint planning. If you have watched all the other main purpose of Scrum Elements series on my channel, then you will understand a lot already. If you understand what is the main purpose of a sprint backlog and daily Scrum, then I think this video is going to be just another element on top of it and not that surprising. If you didn't watch it, then this video might be a surprise for you, and I would recommend after this one to go and have a look at the main purpose of a sprint backlog and daily Scrum. Anyhow, today is about sprint planning. So what is the main purpose of sprint planning? In many organizations, if I observe where they say, okay, we are doing Scrum, and I explicitly say doing Scrum because I feel they are not Scrum or enabling Scrum well enough, they just do some practices. If I ask them, I've observed this happening, I go to sprint planning, what do I see happening? All team members are tasking out their detailed requirements in so many details so that I know what to do and you know what to do, and that for the rest of the sprint we do not really need to collaborate. This is not really the main purpose. And if we only zoom in into tasks, then we're not going to enable self-management, we're not going to enable true collaboration or this individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Because if we say an action, we need to code the backend and we need to code the front end. If I'm a coder and you are a coder and you started with a backend, it doesn't tell me anything. I cannot really collaborate with you. So I can start the front end and then we need to discuss most probably on the API in between. But it's not true collaboration, is it? And then daily Scrum becomes a status meeting. So if we say sprint planning, we need to think about it on alignment and creating more insights that will enable collaboration during the sprint. So if we say we task it out, that's one level or one aspect to zoom in. But it's not that useful towards collaboration. So you might still do it, but we need another level of zooming in. You could see this as more of a lower level design of what you need or want to accomplish within that sprint. So if we would have a feature, for example, then we zoom in a level deeper on how the feature really looks like. We might do specification by example. We might start with writing executable or living documentation, but we're also going to zoom in, for example, on the technical aspect. I do like the C4 model. Okay, it's not the context and container diagrams here. We are zooming into a class level, for example, or we use UML practices to zoom into sequence diagrams so that we clearly understand also the architectural aspects, the technical design next to the functional design. So we zoom in on a level deeper, because if we zoom in a level deeper on the technical design and the functional design, then we get a broader understanding within our team what needs to happen. And instead of tasks only, then we could task out as well, like, okay, those are the things we need to do to achieve this lower level of design on a functional and architectural aspect. And then we can hang avatars on this designs instead of tasks. And if we then go to daily Scrum, then we're going to add more details, because during the day we discover more details. We might add wireframes to our sprint backlog. We might add JSON files that we discovered that need to be shared to others so that they understand on how to collaborate or cooperate. And all of this information we share during our daily Scrum. And if we share our discoveries within the team, then we are going to enable collaboration with the team. So if we now go back and we say, okay, what is the main purpose of a sprint planning? It's zooming in one level deeper, designing one level deeper to enable collaboration within the sprint. And I hope by giving you this kind of ideas that you will actually change, or at least try in your environment to do it differently. Look at the people or ask the teams in one retrospective. So what would be a higher level of transparency on all the ongoing work within our sprint backlog? And this is defining a kind of outcome you want to achieve within your sprint planning. If you ask the right questions, then most probably people will also not be that satisfied anymore with just tasking out and having status meetings. They will zoom in on more different aspects on what is happening or what should happen within the team. And as such, grow their capabilities within Scrum to absorb change, to absorb learning, not as an individual, but as a group of people. And this is where we go back to the heart of Scrum. The heart of Scrum is empirical process control, meaning we need to absorb learning, not as an individual, but as a team, as an organization, together with customers eventually. I hope this is giving you some ideas. I will give you here a couple of examples of a real life one, of a virtual sprint backlog that we want to get out of it, so that you also see that maybe your task list in Jira, you should not do it anymore. Anyhow, for me, I think this is good enough to explain to you what is the main purpose of a sprint planning. I hope I will see you again later on. Please subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.